side of a sink. The reason being is because I had to do dishes yesterday, and as a result of having so many dishes, I had to have the dishes over here. Now, before I put it into the dishwasher, so this is normally not in here. Normally it's always empty, but because I was running the dishwasher late at night, we had more of an influx of dishes than usual. The overflow had to go into the sink. And I wanted to talk about this because I know Bounce Off commented a whole bunch on my channel, and let me read it. So let me read you some of the stuff that I saw over here. It says, I don't know what to do. Ain't no one in real life I can open up to that. It's enough evidence that I'm going backwards from the look of my apartment. Is it just wallowing in my head misery or someone taking over my life right now? Or what, I wonder. I almost forgot my budget was shit this month, so in order to stretch it, I stopped buying any food and I went back to poverty diet against next month. Could it all be a side effect for lack of meat, or am I giving it a reason for my own lazy and give up moods? Here's one worse is bad news. I couldn't change, and I'm probably always going to be a lazy slob, scared of his shadow at an age that's not too young to use as a reason for why I am the way I am. I really think there's no point because I gave up improving everything 2 months ago, and now I'm back to being a slob who doesn't even take a shower or exercise. Now, here's the thing. And I'm going to talk about this while I do this stuff, right? The reason why I'm mentioning this stuff is because sometimes people have this idea that they say, well, everything needs to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, then I might as well not even try, right? People get overwhelmed by mess. And the fact is like if you let your failures or things like that kind of hold you back, you're never ever going to improve. And I hope that for people, who are watching this kind of thing, I hope that you kind of just like have it go through your mind that you say like, yeah, you can look at something like this and say, oh, I failed because I have a full stack of dirty dishes. But the truth of the matter is that you fail more if you don't do anything about it. And I truly believe that. I truly believe a lot of people fall short on stuff because they just think to themselves like, I fail, so I might as well not even try. And it's such a defeatist attitude. Like something like this, right? People are probably, oh my gosh, Erica, your dishes, they don't look perfect. It's like, yeah, because I had dishes in the dishwasher yesterday and this was overflow. Also, the other thing too is like when you eat yogurt, you have to let certain things like wait overnight, or a little bit, because if you don't do that, then it turns into a hard mess and then the dishwasher can't clean it. That's why I'm always a big fan about letting things soak. I know water conservation people will be like, no, but it actually gives me a huge headache when I don't clean stuff. When I run things through the dishwasher, and then afterwards, it's just, it's still caked on there. I hate that so much. So I could have looked through this stuff, right, and been all overwhelmed and said, oh my gosh, I can't do this stuff. I'm such a failure. But you don't get anything out of that kind of thinking at all. And I hope that some kind of people, they kind of check themselves about this stuff, right? It's like you got to tackle your mess head on, recognize, hey, maybe you fell short and things like that. And do it that way. I'm so sorry for the clown people, guys. I'm just trying to say, like, as tough as it is and as embarrassing as it can seem, you gotta take control of things. It's like most people, they won't do these kind of streams. They'll say, oh, I live in a perfect place and I never have a dish out there and I don't want people to see it. But reality is different, right? From whatever people want you to see. And seeing that? But you just gotta clean it up. And then when you clean it up, it's like not a big deal at all. That kind of stuff. See? Ta-da! I love this stuff. I love using Dawn. So yeah, when you have this kind of stuff and you just work at it, it's just so much more better than not having to not work on it at all. And normally, I put this strainer inside of the dishwasher because I feel like, yeah, people benefit greatly from having a clean strainer. And for me, I always just like, you guys see, right? Like I dump things in here, and then if it stays for a while, it gonna get caked on. Pepper, crumbs, that kind of stuff. And this isn't a very long string. You know, it's like, it's embarrassing to see this stuff, right? I know what people are gonna say. Oh my gosh, Erica, I can't believe your sink was so dirty. I can't believe you had some food residue over here. So what? I could spend, there's some people out there who will look at their dirty dishes and run away from it, and they're not gonna, want to focus for whatever reason. But you can't live life being scared about dirty dishes. You can't live life being scared of a mess. You're just not doing yourself a disservice by doing this kind of stuff. You gotta like tackle it head on. And there's nothing embarrassing about it. I think so. Normally I let this sit for a while. But my hands are a little wet right now. My hands are a little dirty right now. Let's see here. Where is my towel? So if I don't have the stuff in the dishes, hello you guys. If I don't have stuff in the sink, if I do have stuff in the sink, usually when Louis does his protein powders, he spills a little over there. That's totally fine. It's like no big deal, you know? It's like you just wipe it, you just clean it, and then just do that kind of stuff. But the whole point of this is that you can't let your life be ruined by, certain things where you feel like you're inadequate and you think, oh, I fell short, and you just don't, you just give up on yourself, because the moment that you kind of give up on yourself and you just think you're a loser and things like that, that's the moment that you really lose. And I don't want any of you guys kind of going through that stuff, I don't want you guys thinking to yourself like, oh, why am I doing this? I failed, so I just gotta give up. And I'd say, if you fall off, just get back on track. There's nothing, people aren't perfect. If you think people are perfect, you're probably spending too much time on social media. Because I guarantee you this, there's a lot of more imperfect people than there are perfect people out there. But sometimes people just focus on the perfection, and then they look at the perfection, and then they just think to themselves like, oh, they just like wallow on these like unrealistic standards, and it's not healthy at all. So I hope you guys don't do that same kind of thing. And Bounce Off, I know, has, struggled with certain feelings of inadequacies. But I want you to realize that everybody feels inadequate at certain times. Everybody falls short. Not everybody lives in picture perfect places. And not everybody says to themselves, oh, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that my place is perfect day in and day out kind of thing. Like that life happens. Or the dishwasher has a large load, and as a result of that, things don't get fixed. Things don't get washed as quickly as they should. Especially when you have something like an air fryer sitting in the dishwasher. Yeah. I love Dawn dish soap so much. Where it's not a sponsored post, you guys. It's just me communicating my love for this. I don't even have to use that much. Okay, so yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay? So it's all nice and it's all clean. And I have like one chia seed there. But other than that, all my dishes are fine. You can keep the strainer here. You can empty things out. I like putting in the dishwasher. I'll do it for the next load. Go in there. that's how you do it. When you let feelings of inadequacies like hold you back, you'll just kind of think to yourself, right? You'll just spend your day feeling like you're inadequate, and that's not the way to live life. I don't think you guys should just constantly just feel like you're total crap, when that's not true at all. Because if you kind of like let certain things just get to you like that, you'll wonder where your life went. And the first thing you can do, bounce off, to start your day off right, is take a shower. Feel clean. And then say, okay, I'm gonna do a little cleaning, little by little by little, and then afterwards, right, maintain it, because you should maintain cleanliness. And even if you fall short, just don't let it spiral out of control. Like, for instance, right, there are people out there who live in like total hoarder houses. The reason why they turn into a total hoarder house is because they let certain things continue on. So for instance, right, let's say I did not take the trash out for 2 days and I fell short on that. Okay, no big deal, right? But let's say from that I refuse to take the trash out for about 2 weeks. The trash is going to start piling up, and once this trash starts piling up, it causes all sorts of issues. Oh, by the way, I'm just brushing this stuff over here. It causes all sorts of issues because people kind of think to themselves like, hey, it causes all sorts of issues because then things are going to smell, then you're going to have things kind of on a backlog and things like that. I should actually move the camera up, but I don't want to move it up. Okay, here. I gotta dry my hands, see that kind of thing? So it causes all sorts of issues because like people, they see the mess, and maybe that they didn't take out the trash for 2 weeks. They just think to themselves, oh, why should I even bother? Why should I bother taking out the trash? I'm so embarrassed that I didn't take out the trash for 2 weeks. And then all these bad thoughts just compound over and over on themselves. And I hate that, I hate it when I feel like a lot of the stuff it's like a culmination of negative thoughts. And then when you get stuck in those negative thoughts, it just drags you deeper and deeper and deeper. So the best thing to do is stop yourself from having those negative thoughts by facing your fears head on. You see? By facing your inadequacies head on. And once you're able to do that, my goodness, you'll look at let's say in this example, right? You'll look at the sink and you'll say, 13 minutes ago, it was a total mess, and now it looks so much better. And yeah, when you do that kind of stuff, it just makes a difference. And that's why I recommend doing that kind of stuff. Like, I don't think people should kind of fall into that trap where they just dismiss themselves and they say, oh, I give up. And then things get worse and worse and worse. Let's say you don't take a shower for 1 day. Okay. Then you don't take a shower for 2 days. Okay. Then you didn't take a shower for 3 days and 4 days or 5 days or a week. Let's say you don't take a shower for like an extended period of time. What happens as a result of that? You start feeling like crap, right? And when you start feeling like crap, oops, look at those bubbles. When you start feeling like crap, it's very hard to get out of that mindset. Oh, look at these clean bubbles. It's very hard to get out of that mindset because your mind is just so caught up on your failures instead of moving forward. And that's a dangerous thing. That's really the dangerous thing about depression, because I think some people, they just kind of fall short for whatever reason, and then they just let the depression consume them, and they let it take over them. And then instead of seeing time as an opportunity to get things back, they just think to themselves, I just want to like stay and just beat myself up, because they've been beating themselves up for so long that anything other than beating themselves up is very foreign to them. You see, it's like this. It's like saying, oh, if someone says, like, for instance, they hate how fat they are, they hate that they're gaining weight. You tell them, oh, okay, well, just go on an exercise routine. Then they have all these excuses about why they can't exercise. Then they'll say things like, oh, I don't want to eat healthy because eating healthy takes a lot of time. And the excuses are multiple, right? It's like, this because of that, or, you know, my place is messy because of this or that, and then they don't change anything. And then one scary thing about mess or clutter is if you don't take care of things, if you don't maintain things and you don't proactively do something about it, then it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then the hole gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So the good thing to do is just like what I'm doing right now, you know, like make sure at the end of the night your sink is nice and clean. And if you have to take some time and like scrub your sink, it's, you know, it's not a big deal. You see? And you can see, right? Even for me, it's like certain things I should have been more on top of it. But whatever, you know, you can't like beat yourself up about certain things too much. You can just kind of say, well, let me figure out how I fell short. Let me try to be better next time. Let me be mindful about this, like this soap scum thing over here that I can't seem to get rid of too much. And once you do that kind of thing, it's like life-changing in a sense. Okay. And yeah, but you gotta like want to change, you know, you gotta want to move forward. And if you don't move forward, it's like you'll never be better. And it sounds very preachy for me to say it like that, but it's true. A lot of the stuff like people fall short on, it's just a culmination, like I mentioned, of habits. And I want you guys to, you know, kind of try to be better, kind of thing. I'm not saying everything needs to be perfect all the time, but just have a control about things. And then once you do that, you'll find that your life is better, your life is happier, and you don't have a whole bunch of stuff that you gotta take care of. And in this case, like I mentioned, the sink is normally not this much of a mess, but I thought, let me try to do some more cleaning today. But the dishes are never out of control for me. It's never like I don't do dishes for like 4 days. I actually run the dishwasher every single day. We go through so many dishes, but when I have so many dishes, and then I have an overload of stuff too, that's when things stay in the sink overnight, and it's one of those things, like that's like, so you can't really change that kind of thing. Yeah, see? And I want you guys, I don't know why I'm doing this over here. I just wash my hands when I notice this thing. I've actually put this whole thing in the dishwasher before, and it doesn't clean very well. I don't know what it is. Oh, what is that? We have some fun over there. But yeah, like when you just kind of stay on top of things, it becomes so much easier. So yeah, I've been embracing minimalism more because I kind of thought to myself, I don't want to have to deal with so much stuff, you know? Like, I don't want to have to deal with this or this or this or this or this or this or this. And it's been kind of like a pain in the ass because I have to be more mindful about, you know, posting stuff and getting rid of stuff. But the beautiful thing is that when I find myself having to wake up at 8:30 in the morning, like I did today because I wanted to give someone something and I had to work with their schedule, it's nice, you know, it's like, it's nice. It's like, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's nice because it reminds me about, this is why I don't want to have too much stuff in the future, because every time I get rid of things, I have to, you know, spend time meeting up with people or getting rid of things, and it's such a pain. It really is such a pain. I hate it. You know, I mean, like, I don't hate getting rid of things, but I hate, like, all that time I have to do, like, all those meetups, and, but I'm happy that all the items that I have that I've been giving away, like, it doesn't end up in the landfill. So that's kind of like my burden or my responsibility that I have to handle. See? And you know, I accept it. So that's why I've always been advocating, like, don't have such a a life with so much stuff, because the more stuff you have, the more stressful it is. And actually, I think I'm gonna get rid of this. And I gotta take that tape thing off because Melissa and I aren't using that thing anyway. Okay? No, I'm not gonna do the row machine today. I gotta do other things. But yeah, it is, you know? It's like, well, not that. It's like eBay. You have to post things up for free, and then hopefully someone takes it, and if nobody takes it, then you're kind of screwed, right? That's why I've stayed on the whole side about, let me just make sure that I just give things away for free, because I don't want to deal with the whole packing and shipping and selling and things like that, or negotiating, or someone saying, oh yeah, you know, I don't want to buy that for $5. I want to buy this for like $3 or so. And it's like, oh gosh, sucks. You know, it sucks having to deal with that kind of thing. I mean, think about it, right? It's already kind of like a trouble for me to give away things for free sometimes. So imagine if I had to ship things out. Like, yeah, I get extra money, but I don't need it. You know, I mean, like, I don't need that extra $5 and then I gotta spend 20 minutes walking over to the post office. And then not only that, like shipping supplies, packing tape, Dymo labels, that kind of thing. So that is it. And see, the sink looks so much better now. And the dishes are in the dishwasher, as you guys saw over here. See? So I will talk to you guys later. I hope that this little thing inspired you guys to clean your sink, clean your living area, clean your life, clean yourself, and don't just beat yourself up about the negative stuff, because yeah, maybe you fell short, maybe you didn't clean your sink for a little bit, maybe you didn't declutter for a while, maybe you haven't showered in 5 days or 3 days, but take the time, to just do it. And after you finish, like, you're doing it, you can't beat yourself for not taking a shower, let's say for 5 days, if you just took a shower, if you just stepped out of the shower. And once you're clean, and I truly believe this, right? Once you're clean, you have a better mindset to tackle on the rest of the day. That's the importance of taking a shower, taking care of yourself, and brushing your teeth, and eating good nutrition. Okay, you guys. See ya.